Hey guys, my name is Lord Halogen, and today I'm going to talk about ultimates in Overwatch and how they work exactly. Okay, so how do we build up or charge these ultimates? Ultimate meters are filled by dealing damage and healing. You can monitor your ultimate status by reading the percentage of your ultimate meter at the bottom center of your in-game display. This meter starts at 0% and fills throughout the game by dealing damage both directly and indirectly, such as Torb's turrets and Widow's Venom Mine, for example. This meter also fills from healing both yourself and your squad. It also fills by itself. Okay, so let's break this down here. Heroes gain 5 charge passively every second. Now, every hero has a different ultimate charge amount before their meter is full. Let's take Genji for example. It takes Genji 1500 points for his ultimate to be fully charged. So if I was to rely solely on my ultimate charging without dealing any damage or healing whatsoever, it would take me 5 minutes to be fully charged, which is 300 seconds. SoulJah on the other hand takes 2075 points to be fully charged. So if we stick with the previous example, it would take SoulJah roughly 7 minutes to charge his ult. This isn't realistic, however, seeing that we are constantly doing damage and healing ourselves either through abilities, passives, health packs, or from other squad members. So keeping this in mind, let's take SoulJah again. For every 1 point of self-healing done equals 1 point towards your ultimate charge, or in SoulJah's case, healing in general due to his biotic field. SoulJah's biotic field heals for 40 health per second, which equals to 40 points towards your ultimate charge per second. This lasts for 5 seconds, so in total, you have charged your ultimate by 200 points. If you also heal squad members, this number now stacks and further charges your ultimate. So let's say you drop your bio field and it's now healing 3 squad members including yourself, and everyone heals for the full 200 HP. That's now 600 points towards your ultimate within the 5 seconds. On top of that, you've also gained 25 points of charge for doing nothing, seeing that your ultimate charges for 5 points every second passively, which brings this total up to 625 points for the 5 seconds that you've used your biotic field. This is without charge from any damage dealt, so keep that in mind. Let your team know that you've dropped your biotic field and that healing is available, which is usually indicated anyways by a voice line that triggers once it's been dropped.
Heal up here!
Communicate with your support members on their ultimate charge as well, due to the fact that if an ultimate is fully charged, you don't get any further points contributing to that ultimate. So let's say that you know your Mercy has res. Tell them that you want to heal Ryan to build up your ult. That way you can charge your ult faster and in return maximize your ultimate economy. This goes for all heroes with healing abilities, whether it be passive or not. Communication is key, and strategizing ultimate buildups can be a huge asset. Damage should be a consistent charge for ultimate, seeing that you're always, or should be always, dealing damage to the enemy team. Damage, like healing, gives 1 point per damage dealt. So let's stick with SoulJah again. In one clip, SoulJah does 500 damage at 30 meters. It takes SoulJah roughly 3 seconds to empty a clip. So every 3 seconds, SoulJah can charge his ultimate for 500 points. To really stack your charge, try dropping your bio field and dealing as much damage as possible. That way you're gaining points for both heals and damage. Now, that example was based on SoulJah, but different heroes have different charge rates for healing. For example, Lucio gains 19 charge for every 15 healing. However, Lucio's healing value changes when amped up. So, not amped up, Lucio heals for 16.25 HP per second on squad members and 13 HP per second on himself. So in 1 second, providing heals for himself and another squad member, Lucio heals for a total of 29.25 HP, not amped up. Since his ult charges at 19 points for every 15 heals, that brings his ult charge per second, again for healing himself and another squad member, to roughly 37 points a second. When amped up, however, using the same premise of healing himself and another, Lucio's total healing is significantly higher at 84.24 HP per second. That brings his ult charge to 106.7 charge per second. Lucio's total charge points needed for full ultimate charge is 2,625. So you will get 165 charge points per second if you are healing 3 people, including yourself, within your 10 meter radius. If you're healing 5 people, including yourself again, you will get 284 charge points per second, and so forth. Obviously, the more people you heal, the better for your ultimate. Amped up lasts for 3 seconds, so you can get a total of 853 charge points if you heal 5 people for 3 seconds with Lucio, which isn't that much considering that you have to wait 12 seconds before you can amp it up again. Keep in mind that for this example, I'm presuming that you're healing for the full amount and that your squad is taking damage. It doesn't always work out that way. So again, to build out your ultimate, communicate with your other supports and call out who you want to heal so that you don't end up using your heals on squad members who are constantly topped up. If that's happening, your ultimate will obviously take longer to charge and will depend more on your damage output instead of combining the two. Especially now that Lucio's radius for healing has been reduced, you may want to pocket a select few unless you're the only support. I'm not going to break down every hero and their differences, as this is more geared towards showing you that not all ultimates are built up the same way, and some are more focused on heals for their ult charge and some on damage dealt. For instance, Reinhardt. Reinhardt's ultimate has a total of 1,375 charge points, which is actually the same as D.Va. Anyways, Reinhardt will obviously depend on damage for his ultimate charge, seeing that he can't self-heal. For every swing of Rein's hammer, he gets a 75-point charge, once it connects, of course, with your target. A Rein charge will give you 300 charge points, a Fire Strike will give you 100. However, Fire Strike stacks in damage, so if you hit 3 enemies with 1 Fire Strike, then that'll give you 300 ult points. So, 3 hits with your hammer, a Fire Strike, which let's say hits 2 enemies, and then a successful Rein charge will give you 725 charge points towards your ultimate. That leaves 650 points before fully charged. One more combo like that, and you'll be ready for Earth Shatter. Now, one thing to note about ultimate charges, you don't get any charge points for damaging shields. So this is why Rein can be so effective, because having your shield up and protecting your team is essentially also shutting out the enemy from building their ultimates. Be sure to tell your team to stay behind your shield as much as possible until it's been destroyed. Another thing to note is that heroes don't gain any charge towards their ultimate once it's active, except for Tracer and Hanzo, who can gain charge while their ultimates have been cast, but gain no charge for the damage dealt. So for example, when Tap Visor is active, SoulJah won't gain any additional charge for those 6 seconds. But Hanzo will gain the standard 5 charge per second plus any additional damage he causes within the time of his Dragon Strike. I'm presuming Symmetra will also gain charge points after her ultimate has been cast due to the fact that there's no time limit for it, and it will stay active until it's destroyed. You guys can let me know in the comments below whether this is true or false. I've also provided a link for all of the ultimate values per hero in the description, so you guys can check it out and do some calculations for yourself. Be sure to subscribe for more videos to come, and I'll see you next time.